and good afternoon. Now, I've been trying to record an intro for a few days now. I keep trying to do vlogs. All right, take 3. So I keep trying to make a little smoothie recipe or whatever it is that I'm doing. Here's my blender. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. I might also add one of the recipes that I did, or maybe I'll even add some of the vlog situation that I tried to do. We'll see. But for now, here's an intro to the yoga video. It's a 45-minute vinyasa class. All you need is 2 blocks if you like, but they are not necessary. We do a little bit of half moon, some strong holds, definitely focusing on the core and building heat. It's a bit of a fierier flow. If you want to also leave yourself some time to do some extra hip stretches at the end, it's kind of like all movement. And yeah, that's about it. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. And I also wanted to mention that I've got a yoga retreat coming up in Scotland soon. So I'm super excited about that. It's with my friends from Beyond Fitness, and I'll link Beyond Fitness below. So it's a weekend yoga retreat on June 18th, 2021. And it's in a big, beautiful, historical house on Loch Katrine. Katrine. Haven't been there yet, but I've been dying to go. We had one planned earlier, but COVID happened, so here we are. It's happening, and I think we've got 1 or 2 maximum spaces left. So if anyone is interested in joining me on that adventure, let me know. You can send me a message on Instagram, or you can send me your email address in the comments below. And we are talking about doing another one at a later date as well. Also, this is a special birthday video to my mom. Happy birthday, Mom. We're just gonna do it. Let's get started in the child's pose. So come on down and get yourself comfy. You can definitely be in a nice wide stance, or you can be with your knees together, just depending on what feels good in your body. Don't mind me while I put my hair up. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Reach the fingertips forward if that is what you're going for, or you can always have your arms just laying down by your sides. And just send your breath all the way to your back body, filling up the lungs, filling up the rib cage, and releasing everything out as you exhale. Just settle yourself in here. Let go of anything that came before, any plans for later. Something that I like to do when my thoughts are swirling around, especially in a child's pose, is to visualize the forehead as it's touching the ground or any prop that you have it up on. And just visualize it sending all of the swirling thoughts out the forehead and down into the ground, letting it go. You can link this to the breath as well. So as you inhale, filling your whole body with breath. And as you exhale, any swirling thoughts just flow right out of the forehead into the earth. And do that on your own for 3 rounds of breath. And on your final round of breath, really just let everything out. Check in, see if there's anything extra that you can let go of, and leave it here. If your arms are by your sides, bring them out in front of you. And if they're already out front of you, just reach your fingertips forward, look forward, and peel yourself up onto your hands and knees. What a treat this sunshine is. Okay, make sure your fingers are nice and spread. Knees are right underneath your hips, wrists are right underneath your shoulders, and in your own breath, just come through a couple cat-cows. Inhale to arch your spine, and exhale to curl. Do whatever feels good for you for 2 more rounds of breath. So it could be just a regular cat-cow, or you can move from side to side. Always like to offer some time at the beginning of the class for you to link your breath to your movement, and also just check in with what feels good in your body. Let's come to stillness now. Look forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and right away we're going into a downward facing dog. So get yourself nice and long, look forward again to your hands just to check in that all of your knuckles are rooted into the ground. And after you've checked that, make sure the back of your neck is nice and long. Bend your knees a lot to start. I always like to offer this. Push your tailbone up towards the sky and just let your spine hang down like it's a slinky, creating extra space in between each of your vertebrae. Head is super soft. And then as you point your tailbone up towards the sky, you can start to slowly lower your heels down towards the ground. Throughout the class, I'll probably repeat a couple of times to keep your ribs knit in. Splaying out of the ribs can cause some tension in the lower back. It's a very common habit, and it's something that I'll be working on forever. So just keep that visualization of holding the ribs in and keeping the pelvis nice and neutral, so not arching in the lower back. Take one more breath here in your downward facing dog. Inhale fully. And exhale, let everything out. Inhale to peel yourself forward into a plank pose. So coming right into our very first plank. And just take a couple of breaths here, checking in again with the ribs, tucking the tailbone under, look forward. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. So we're warming up the whole body here, shoulders, back body, core. Inhale, peel yourself forward, maybe rolling yourself forward, look forward. And exhale, wave yourself back. Once more like that. Inhale to peel yourself forward, look forward. Nice strong plank. You can always come down to your knees if that feels good. And then exhale, peel yourself back into your downward facing dog. Tiptoe yourself all the way to the front of your mat. And let's just find ourselves in a nice forward fold. Holding on to opposite elbows is great. Let the back of the head go. Wake up the spine, the hamstrings, bending your knees as much as you need to, especially in this first forward fold. I like to let my whole upper body just rest on my thighs and relax everything in the jaw and the brow. Maybe interlace your hands behind the back of your neck, just the occipital ridge, so the back of the skull where the neck meets the head. Rock yourself from side to side, and then release the hands and slowly peel yourself all the way up to standing. Circle the arms up and overhead, and then exhale, bring the palms together at heart center, finding your mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet can be together, hips distance apart, whatever feels good for you. Check in again with the pelvis, keeping it nice and neutral, ribs in. Take one breath here to feel yourself grounding into the earth. Exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, circle your arms up overhead, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Getting right into it. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, keep the core nice and strong. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, find your plank pose. Always option to come down onto your knees, look forward, and then exhale to lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Make your hands nice and light as you circle your shoulders back and come into a little baby cobra. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Twice more. Inhale, maybe getting a little bit higher. Exhale, lower. Good. Check in with the feet. Plant them down into the ground as you inhale to peel yourself up. And exhale right away through hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. One full inhale here in down dog. And exhale, look forward, step or hop into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, Tadasana, hands come to heart center. Come back to the breath for one inhale and one exhale. And then release the hands down by your sides. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, strong trunk as you come up halfway, look forward. And exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back into your plank pose. Lower on your exhale. And inhale to come up, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Shaking out the head, pedaling out the heels. And at the bottom of your final breath, bend the knees, look forward, and find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up, overhead, look up. And exhale, hands come together at heart center. Good. Take a moment here, come back to your breath. Exhale, release the hands down by your sides. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, move through your vinyasa. So whatever feels good for you, playing around with jumping, finding your upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog, good. 2 breaths here in down dog. Checking in with all of your little alignment cues. Most importantly, the back of the neck is soft, rib cage is in, length in the backs of the legs, core is engaged, fingers are rooting, so lots of little things to check in with. Good, and let's roll forward into plank a couple times. Inhale, come forward, look forward. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, tilt the hips up, come back into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, peel yourself forward. Exhale with your breath. Just find your own way of moving here, whatever feels good for you, downward dog. Once more like that. So it's not really about how it looks, just how it feels in your body. If you can embody this wave-like feeling coming from down dog to plank. Good. And then inhale from your downward facing dog, reach your right leg up and open the hips. As you open the hips, try to keep a nice micro bend in your elbows and keep your arms like normal downward facing dog. Bend your right knee so that you're stretching out the front of your right leg. Keep the ribs in and make nice big circles with your right leg. Take your time here and try to keep the left arm nice and straight. Deep breaths into that hip, creating mobility and strength. Switch directions. About 3 nice big slow circles. Good. Inhale, get long. And exhale, open it up once again. Good. Come back now, square your hips. So we're still in a 3-legged downward facing dog, but our hips are squaring. Look forward and come into a 3-legged plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Good. Hold it here for 2 more breaths. Have a look at your beautiful belly. And inhale to get long, 3-legged plank. Good. Inhale. Exhale, curl it in. Hold for 2 more breaths. Really curl the spine, open the back, and press into your hands a lot. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, curl it in. Let all your breath come out. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, squeeze all your breath out again. Good. And then pivot onto your left outer foot. Press into your left hand and come right up and back into a wild thing. So opening up the chest, reaching the heart up towards the sky. Keeping control in the core, stay for one breath. And exhale, roll yourself onto your side. Stop in a side plank here. So you can stack your feet, or you can reach your right leg up, make a big starfish, challenge the balance, and then see how slowly you can bring your right knee all the way forward into a low lunge. We're still going, super slow. Pivot onto the back foot. Okay, let's do it. Lower the back knee, inhale, reach the arms up. Find a nice low lunge. Inhale to shine the heart up towards the sky. And then exhale, circle your arms down by your sides. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open your chest. Come back into the breath. Try to hug the right hip back, left hip forward. And just feel this subtle opening in the chest here as you have your hands interlaced behind your back. You can always have a strap as well. One more breath here, getting a little bit lower. Without slingshotting, release the arms, reach them back up. Exhale, fold forward over your front leg. So we're straightening the front leg and then straighten the back leg. Let's just come into a nice pyramid pose. Folding over the front leg, and the back heel can be down, but if it needs to be up, that's totally fine as well. So whatever feels good for you. Arms can be reaching forward, or you can have your hands on a block. You can hold on to the back of your front leg if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more. Externally rotating the front leg and sucking the right hip back into the hip socket. 2 more breaths here, so active as we're stretching the back of the right hamstring. Good. Inhale, look forward. Bend into the front knee, pivot the back toes. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're just coming into a nice high lunge, looking up towards the sky. Tuck the tailbone under. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, flow through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog or child's pose, you choose. Coming back into your breath. So take a moment here to reset. If you're in child's pose, stay there for 2 more breaths. And if you're in down dog still and you want to get in on a couple of those child's pose breaths, go for it. Wherever you are, pushing up and back to downward facing dog and tiptoe yourself all the way forward to the top of the mat. Holding onto opposite elbows near forward fold, rocking from side to side. And then release your elbows, give your wrists a little stretch. So make some circles with your fists as you're down here and switch directions. And then if it feels good for you and if you have the flexibility, let's step on our hands. So place your hands, palms facing up underneath your feet, and bring the weight into your toes as you fold yourself forward. I like to bend my elbows in towards my shins so I get a really nice deep stretch in the front of my wrists. Relax your head. Visualize your spine lengthening, backs of the legs lengthening. And release. Tadasana, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Find Tadasana. Let's move on to the other side. Bring the hands together at heart center. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, look up. And exhale, fold forward, flat back. Release. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, however you like, make your way back into a plank. You can hop if that feels good. Exhale to lower all the way or halfway down. And inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath into the back body. Bend the knees a lot. Point the tailbone up towards the sky. And peel yourself forward into your plank. Look forward. Inhale. Good. Exhale, bend the knees. Shoot the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 2 more with your own breath. Really good. Settle into your downward dog for a breath. Inhale to lift your left leg up and open like we did on the other side. So the left heel is coming towards the right glute. So just to be clear, the left leg is up and bent and open. So we're getting a really nice deep stretch in the back of the right hamstring and the front of the left hip. And slowly, with control, make those nice big circles. Making sure that your hands are planted evenly. And just breathing into any clicks or kinks. Switch directions. Keep the core engaged and keep weight even in your hands as you do this. Good. Inhale, open the hips once again, coming back into that stretch. And then come into your 3-legged downward facing dog now with your hips squared and your left toes pointing down towards the ground. Inhale, peel yourself forward into your 3-legged plank. Okay, here we go again. Try to keep your left leg nice and strong so that your left hip is still in line with your right. Keep the quads on in the right leg. Inhale to get long, look forward. Exhale, curl. Left knee to nose, good. Stay here for 2 breaths. Really press into the hands, round the spine. And inhale to get long, look forward. 2 more. Exhale, hold it for 3 breaths. I'm going to be talking a little bit less here. Keep the focus on the breath. And inhale to lengthen. Last one. And then right away, pivot onto the outer edge of the right leg, plant the left foot down, reach the hips up towards the sky. Find wild thing or any variation of it that feels good. One more breath here. Maybe reach the left arm up, look back. Good. And then bring the left hand to the left hip, coming into side plank. So you can always keep your left foot down on the ground anywhere you like. You can stack the heels or you can come into one leg lifted. And again, let's see how slowly and how controlled we can bring the left foot forward into that low lunge, slow motion. Pivoting onto the back toes, smiling, and eventually we just get there. Good. Lower the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Sink into the hips. Keep that nice long line of energy coming up the torso. Reach the arms up, look up. And then soften the arms down by your sides. Interlace the hands the opposite way, so the awkward way. And just come back into the breath here. Opening up the chest really gently. And opening up the hips. Finding your balance. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward over your front leg. And then plant your front foot on the ground. Lift your back leg so that we're in a pyramid pose now. Whatever arm variation feels good for you, and that back heel can be grounded or you can be on your back toes. We're just looking for a nice stretch in the back of the left hamstring. But also make sure that your left hips aren't just hanging on over to the left side. So they might want to. I like to take my left thumb and just put it in my left hip crease and scooch my left hip back a little bit, just to remind myself to keep my hips in the right direction with the intention of going into the right direction. One more breath here. Good. And then pivot onto your back toes. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, coming into a nice high lunge, and get nice and low into your front knee. Shine the chest up towards the sky. Nice and simple. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, flow through. Let's all lower our knees down to the ground. Sit the hips back to the heels. Find child's pose. Coming back to letting anything that doesn't serve you or any thoughts that you're not really enjoying to exit out your forehead into the ground with your exhales. You can even take some nice cleansing breaths out of your mouth. We're going to move through one more little flow, and then we're going to settle it right down. So look forward towards your hands, peel yourself up, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, peel yourself forward, look forward, and exhale right away, half vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant into your left foot. Inhale to reach your right leg up. Open the hip. Make a couple of circles this time, not quite as many as the first time. Switching directions already. Good. And then inhale, reach the right leg up. Square the hips. Come forward, knee to nose. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg up. And exhale, knee to nose. Good. Once more like that. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it now for 3 delicious breaths. Really press into your hands. Last breath. And then right away, plant your right foot down. Inhale, reach both your arms up. Finding that high lunge. Looking up towards the sky. Slight bend in your back knee here, and then exhale, open your arms into a cactus. Get low. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus arms. Good. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus your arms, and this time interlace your hands behind your back. Make sure your feet are on train tracks. Reach your chest up towards the sky. And then exhale to fold yourself down into your front leg so that your right shoulder and your right inner knee are touching. Try to take the hyperextension out of the elbows. And then peel yourself back up. Lower your back heel. Circle your left arm up and back and find yourself in your warrior 2 position. Get low into the front knee. Inhale, reach the right arm up and back. And then exhale, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Circle your left arm up overhead. Feel that long line of energy from your left toes to your left fingers. And either stay here or reach your right arm forward as well. Trying to keep your torso nice and strong, really pressing into your standing legs. One more breath here. Good. Bring your right elbow onto your right leg and push yourself up. Straighten into your front leg. Reach both of your arms up. And exhale. Plant your right hand onto your right shin. Reach your left arm up overhead, finding triangle pose. Have a look down at your right toes. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Bend into your right leg and walk yourself up into Ardha Chandrasana. So that's with your right hand on the outer pinky toe edge of your right foot. Left leg is strong and on. There's space in the spine. Shoulders are stacking. Maybe reach the left arm up. Look up. Bending the left leg if you want, and coming into the quad stretch and Shavasana. Two more breaths here. And then without slingshotting, release, plant both of your hands down, kick the left leg up, and then just step it all the way back and step the right leg back as well. Downward facing dog to reset for 3 breaths. Child's pose is an option. Good. Tiptoe yourself back into your forward fold. Let yourself hang out here. Bring your palms underneath your feet if that felt good last time. Imagine your upper body like a waterfall just hanging over your legs, flowing over your legs. Release the hands, bend the knees, inhale, reach yourself all the way up into Tadasana. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, move however you'd like to into your plank pose and flow through. Good. Downward facing dog. Bring your weight into your right leg and lift your left leg up. And again, let's make some nice circles here. In one direction to start, keeping the core and the arms really intentional. And switch directions. Good. Open up the hip here. Get a nice deep stretch in the backs of your right leg and the front of your left leg. And then inhale, square the hips. Push the left toes so that they're facing the ground. And inhale, come forward, knee to nose. Exhale, hold. Good. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. And exhale, knee to nose. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Look forward, plant your left foot, and just bring yourself all the way up into your high lunge. And get low on your exhale. 3 rounds of cactus. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, open like a goalpost. Inhale. Exhale, get low. Last one. You're doing great. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, interlace the hands behind your back in the awkward way. Open up the chest here, and then stay super strong in your legs as you hinge yourself forward, keeping the micro bend in the elbows, folding down towards the ground. Release the back of the neck, square the hips. And peel yourself back, up, reach your arms up, pivot and drop the back heel, and find yourself in your warrior 2. Good. Quick moment here in warrior 2, and then right away, inhale, lift the left arm up overhead, extend the side body. Exhale, left elbow comes to left knee. Reach your right arm up, overhead, look up. Should have shaved my armpits. All good. Nice long line of energy from the right toe to the right fingers. And then shall we lift the left arm up? Use the core. Get lower. Keep the ribs in. 2 more breaths. Good. Lower that right arm. Peel yourself back up into your warrior 2. And then straighten your left arm. Rearrange your feet to get yourself nice and ready for your triangle pose. Reach forward with the left hand and then reach the right arm up. Good. Look up. Try to keep from hyperextending in the knees. Keep that core on, that same core that we used to float our arms up in the last pose. And then look down towards your left foot. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Tiptoe yourself into Ardha Chandrasana. I forgot to mention on the other side, but you can always use a block under your left hand. And if you're just learning this pose, it's really helpful to stay looking down at the ground and keep a nice bend in your standing leg. You never really do want to hyperextend the standing leg. So we're always having a micro bend, but I found when I was learning this pose, a nice exaggerated bend in the standing leg is really helpful. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. If you're going there, maybe look up. Keep the smile, keep the chest open. It's all about how we feel here. Bend the right knee and maybe reach for the right ankle, opening up the chest. Opening up the quads, the hips. Kicking the right foot into the right hand. And gently release. Coming into a quick standing splits, kicking the right leg up. And then set the right leg down. Step the left leg back. Downward facing dog. Peel yourself forward, lower yourself all the way down onto your mat. Make a nice pillow for your head and just shake out your hips. Nice cleansing exhale out of the mouth. Guys, I'm glad we did this. Feels good. Enjoy wherever you are. Take a moment to do nothing. And then super simply, just flip yourself over onto your back. Plant your feet underneath your hips. Circle the shoulders onto the back so that your shoulder blades make a nice foundation. Plant your feet firmly into the ground and just lift your hips up, tucking the tailbone, keeping the core engaged. And keeping the chin towards the chest. Hug the knees together as though you have a block in between your knees. So they're not touching, but they're energetically hugging inwards. And just stay here for 3 more breaths. Just bridge pose. We'll do wheel next. So don't worry, we'll get there. And on your final breath, just for fun, see how much you can articulate your spine. So let each vertebra touch the ground one at a time and just notice as it does so. Release so slowly until your tailbone is coming down towards the ground. Good. So let's do that. Either let's do that again, or let's come into a restorative bridge if that feels good. Or we can come into full wheel if you want to. So if we're coming into full wheel, lift your hips up, coming into your bridge pose to start. If you're sticking with bridge, then stay here. If not, bring your hands up outside of your shoulders. Fingers are pointing back towards your feet. And really get your foundation in your arms and your hands first. Keep your whole back body on as you press into your feet and push yourself up into your wheel pose. Keeping the rib cage in, tailbone is not just hanging down towards the ground, so we're tucking it in, and imagine you're hugging that block between your knees. Toes are pointing in the same direction, parallel your feet, and then try to shine the chest forward through the armpits. So I'm pushing into my feet to bring my chest towards my little plant shrine. One more breath here. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down, articulating the vertebrae as you bring yourself onto the earth. Bring your feet nice and wide now, so wider than the mat, and let your knees fall in towards each other. Good. Your knees might not even touch each other here because this internal rotation can be a lot. So if you feel a nice kind of strange stretch here, just breathe into it. Unless there's any pain, you can always put your hands on your hip bones as well. Just come right back into that breath. Now start to windshield wipe your knees, even more so from side to side. Really visualizing those femur bones, so your big Flintstone leg bones. Imagine the tops of them moving around in your hip sockets here. Trying to create some space and some mobility. Come to stillness, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself the nicest hug. Maybe hug yourself a little extra tight today. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Release your head down. Bring your arms into a cactus position and just let both of your knees fall over to the left and gaze over the right arm. Think about your spine here, and think about letting your right shoulder fall down towards the ground. Rock your head up. Bring your knees back into your chest and just come right onto the other side. So knees fall to the right side. The left shoulder gets heavy down towards the ground. Gaze over your left shoulder. Soften everything. I encourage you to stay lying on your back and do some hip stretches, do some figure fours. I'm going to bring you into Shavasana now, so you can also do that if you like. So reach your legs flat onto the ground, palms facing up. Press the back of your head onto the ground and bring your shoulder blades again flat as a foundation on the ground. And take a moment here before you drift off into your Shavasana, or even if you are doing a few extra hip stretches, just to really give yourself some genuine love and gratitude in this moment. It can be hard to do that day to day or moment to moment, but maybe now in this stillness, taking some extra time to just hold yourself and give yourself some compassion. Let's also just take a moment while we're lying here to think about a few things that we're grateful for. So it can be one or two things, people, moments, feelings. And just notice how that makes you feel when you direct your awareness to that feeling of gratitude. I invite you to stay here as long as you want. Just pause the video so that you don't get interrupted. Enjoy a nice long Shavasana. But from now, I'll leave you to it. Hope you have a great day. Namaste. Here are my attempts at a vlog. Super cute for this video. Hoodie going on. Here's my blender. 1 banana per person. Scoop of this delicious protein powder. And then I'm going to do a little bit of collagen and maca. All right, what else? So I always add cocoa nibs to my smoothies. I buy them in bulk, like by the kilogram, and I put them in a thing. They make it taste like it's got little chocolatey chips in it. And then depending on my mood, almond butter. I've actually realized that it still tastes really delicious without almond butter. So if I feel like I'm not needing that extra bit of nutrition that the almond butter gives it, then I'll kind of just leave it. And I think today I'm not super hungry, so I'm gonna leave the almond butter out. And yeah, that's literally it. And then I'm gonna put some ice cubes in. Ice cubes. Water. And then just friggin' blend it. It's a truly delicious smoothie. The maca makes it taste caramelly. It's vanilla-y, it's chocolatey. It's pretty much everything.
It's pretty much everything.
No, it doesn't have like a ton of spinach or kale in it, but whatever.